Doing these 5 key things can help you avoid losing muscle and maintain your strength if you are between the ages of 65 and 80. Have you noticed that it is becoming more difficult for you to be able to carry groceries or open jars as you used to? Your gradual and covert weakness is not merely the result of aging, it is also the result of muscle loss. For millions of people between the ages of 65 and 80, it sneaks up on them without warning, snatching their strength and independence without any prior warning. But here's the truth. Losing muscle mass after the age of 65 is not only unavoidable, but it can also be managed. In addition, many people who are in their latter years can not only slow down the process, but they can also restore the confidence, movement, and energy that they believed had been lost forever. We will discuss 5 powerful behaviors that you should adhere to in order to maintain the strength of your muscles after the age of 65. Please stay with me to the very end, because we are not simply going to list some tips. You are going to learn how each of these modifications operates within your body, as well as how they assist avoid a variety of illnesses and symptoms, such as exhaustion, falls, and the sensation of being trapped in your own home, in the event that you have ever experienced the sensation that your strength is gradually diminishing. This may be the wake-up call that you have been anticipating. Let's jump right in. 1. Consumption of protein. Daily as soon as you reach the age of 65. One of the first things you should do is make certain that you consume an adequate amount of protein on a daily basis. In the minds of most individuals, protein is something that is solely necessary for bodybuilders. On the other hand, after the age of 65, your muscles become less effective at absorbing it. Furthermore, this indicates that even if you consume a small amount of protein, it might not be sufficient to either preserve or rebuild the muscle that you are losing on an annual basis. You are losing it, and if you are not careful, you could lose up to 1% of your muscle mass per year after the age of 50. The prevalence of this insufficiency is something that comes as a surprise. There are a lot of older people who eat smaller meals, skip breakfast, or prefer foods that are softer and higher in carbohydrates since they are simpler to chew and digest. Nevertheless, this transition frequently occurs at the expense of muscle. Protein is the source of the raw elements that your muscles require. They need to maintain their strength so that they can repair themselves and provide support for your posture and joints. In the event that you have ever observed that your arms appear smaller, that your legs feel more wobbly, or that your balance is deteriorating, it is possible that being low in protein is contributing to all of these changes. It's not just about the amount of weight. Stability, vitality, and the capacity to continue doing the things you enjoy doing on a daily basis without assistance are all important factors. Let's imagine that George, who is 74 years old, takes pleasure in walking his dog first thing in the morning. However, as of late, he has been reducing the length of his walks. Even though he is not experiencing any pain, his legs become exhausted quite soon. When he began including a breakfast that was high in protein, such as eggs, a scoop of Greek yogurt, or even a little amount of peanut butter on toast made with whole grains, he realized that he was able to go a little further and experience a greater sense of stability while doing so. That's the power that comes from reliability. After the age of 65, health professionals advise consuming between 1 and 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight on a daily basis. Adding a small amount of protein to each meal is all that is required. Despite the fact that it may sound complicated, you may try protein smoothies, beans, eggs, tofu, or chicken if you're looking for something simpler to consume. This one practice, on its own, has the potential to slow down the natural loss of muscle that occurs with increasing age. In addition, it can possibly restore the power that you have in your step. Exercises that target resistance come in at number 2. In order to effectively combat muscle loss after the age of 65, protein alone is not sufficient. In addition to this, you should regularly engage in resistance training to push your muscles. For the record, this does not mean working out at a gym with heavy weights. squatting with your own body weight while holding onto a countertop, squeezing a resistance band while seated, or lifting light dumbbells while watching your favorite television show are all examples of straightforward exercises that can be included in this category. Your muscles should be challenged to perform against some kind of force on a consistent basis. This is exactly what matters. Sarcopenia is the term used to describe the process by which your muscles go through a process of shrinking in size and strength when they are not challenged. It's one of the most common reasons why people of a certain age lose their independence. Muscle weakness can result in difficulties with balance, a slower walking pace, and an increased chance of falling. The advantage of resistance training, on the other hand, is that it not only stops this loss but also has the ability to reverse it. A man named Richard, who was 78 years old at the time, began performing chair stands every morning. He did 10 repetitions of the exercise, and it was nothing special. Within a short period of time, he became aware that he no longer needed the assistance of his hands in order to pull himself up from the couch. Although it may appear to be a simple adjustment, it actually has a significant impact. This means that you will have greater power, more independence, and more self-assurance. This is not the only issue to consider. The bones and joints in your body are also supported by resistance training. It improves circulation and assists in maintaining a healthy blood sugar level. It does this by boosting hormones that are beneficial to cognition and mood, which in turn sharpens your brain. If you haven't worked out in a while, you should begin with a short workout. 5 minutes of muscle-based movement should be attempted at least twice or 3 times each week. It will take less time than you think for the strength to recover if you maintain your consistency. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Third, perform balancing exercises on a daily basis. Not only is it important to grow muscle as you become older, but it is also important to take precautions against falling. This is one of the most neglected aspects of keeping strength. Enhancing your balance is the single most effective method for accomplishing this goal. In order to begin started, you do not require any specialized equipment or a membership to a gym. In point of fact, one of the easiest routines consists of just brushing your teeth while standing on one leg rather than the other. And that's it. You only need a few seconds here and a few seconds there to train the tiny muscles that are responsible for maintaining your upright position with stability. Walking from heel to toe along a hallway or transferring your weight slowly from side to side while hanging onto a chair are both examples of exercises that work in the same way. What is the significance of this matter? The reason for this is that when your balance improves, your confidence also improves. You are able to move around more freely. There is no longer any hesitation on your part to go for that walk, step off the curb, or climb that stairway. In addition, when you engage in greater physical activity, your muscle strength will naturally increase. There is also a more profound connection between your brain and your sense of equilibrium. The region of your brain that is responsible for keeping you upright, known as the vestibular system, is hooked directly into the areas that are responsible for coordination and spatial awareness. When you make an effort to improve your balance, you are also providing your brain with a form of exercise. After Helen, who is 72 years old, became aware that she was accidentally bumping into furniture more frequently, she began practicing her balance for 5 minutes every morning. After only a few weeks, she stated that she was experiencing less dizziness and greater stability, and she began dancing at her community center for the first time in years, which was a significant milestone for her. Simply put, this is what true freedom looks like. When you are unsure of how to begin, it is best to just keep it safe. Stand close to a wall, a counter, or a chair that is strong. Take a moment to close your eyes. If you are standing still, You should try turning your head to the left and right. Every small amount is beneficial, and every little bit helps strengthen. This includes not only your muscles but also your autonomy. At each and every meal, protein should be given the highest priority. It is not because older individuals are not making an effort. This is one of the most significant reasons why they suffer with muscle loss. They are not obtaining enough protein in the appropriate manner, which is the reason behind this. Beginning at the age of 65, your body will no longer be able to absorb or utilize protein as well as it once did. Not only do you require more of it, but you actually require more of it. But here's where things get interesting. The importance of timing and consistency is comparable to that of quantity. There are a lot of elderly people who consume very little protein for breakfast, a little bit more for lunch, and save the most of their protein consumption for dinner. However, research indicates that distributing protein in an even manner over all 3 meals is far more effective in terms of preserving muscle mass. Eggs or Greek yogurt in the morning, beans or lean meat for lunch, and fish or tofu for dinner are all examples of foods that could be included in this category. Don't overlook the straightforward additions, either. These include cottage cheese, nuts, cheese, milk, and lentils. Every single one of them counts. How does this affect your body in any way? Maintaining the strength of your muscles requires a regular supply of amino acids, which are the building blocks that are provided by this. In addition to this, it helps prevent a condition known as sarcopenia, which is characterized by the gradual weakening of muscle fibers and affects the majority of people. In addition, there is a psychological advantage after the age of 70, provided that they do not actively oppose it. It will be much simpler for you to make intelligent decisions regarding your diet if you begin to eat with intention, knowing that each and every piece of protein contributes to the maintenance of your independence. You decide to quit skipping meals. In addition to serving as a means of satiating your hunger, you begin to view your plate as a tool for extending your life. One little adjustment that Frank, who is 78 years old, made was to include a protein shake in his breakfast routine every morning. After a period of 2 months, he saw that the pain in his knees had decreased, and he had a firmer grip when opening jars. Not magic, but rather constancy was the key to success. I would appreciate it if you could use the 4th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Controlling blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity is the 5th consideration. Age is not necessarily the cause of muscle loss after the age of 65. Blood sugar is frequently overlooked as a potential contributor to this condition. What happens to your energy levels is not the only thing that is impacted when your blood sugar levels fluctuate during the day. It also causes injury to your muscles. This is due to the fact that persistently elevated blood sugar levels create inflammation throughout the body and progressively result in the breakdown of muscle tissue. Additionally, over time, it makes it more difficult for your muscles to absorb the nutrients that they require, particularly protein at that time. In this way, a double loss is produced, at the same time that you are causing damage to the muscle that you already possess. You are also making it more difficult to acquire any new strength. Controlling your insulin sensitivity becomes increasingly important as you get older for this reason. In proportion to the degree to which you become insulin resistant, the likelihood that your body will store fat rather than muscle increases. This transformation is not something that just occurs in persons who have diabetes at all. It is typical among many persons over the age of 70 who believe that they are just exhausted. You are able to make things better, which is the good news. To begin, reduce your consumption of sodas, added sugars, and refined carbohydrates, including those that are marketed as diet sodas. Instead, center your attention on foods that are high in fiber, such as oats, berries, lentils, and leafy greens, your blood sugar will be better controlled, and your muscle cells will receive nourishment from these at the same time. It is also recommended by some specialists that you walk after meals. Not because of the steps, but because it assists the muscles in more effectively absorbing glucose. Simply moving around for 10 minutes might have a significant impact on one's health. Also, let's not overlook the importance of being hydrated. Maintaining a healthy level of hydration allows your body to carry nutrients to your muscles and maintains a more steady blood sugar level. If you only drink water when you feel thirsty, you are already falling behind in your water consumption. This measure might appear to be straightforward, yet it will have a significant impact. When you get your blood sugar under control, your muscles, along with the rest of your body, become more efficient. You will recuperate more quickly, experience an increase in your energy levels, and be more resistant to injuries. It is important to check your blood sugar as soon as possible if you have ever had the sensation that your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be. It's possible that you'll be astonished by how big of an impact it has on the strength you still possess. Increasing the quality of restorative sleep is the sixth priority. Not only can you build muscle at the gym or the kitchen, but you can also do it in your late 60s and early 80s. It is restored when you are sleeping during the night. Moreover, if you are not obtaining sufficient amounts of deep, restful sleep, your muscles will not heal as well as they should. In the deeper stages of sleep, particularly, your body produces growth hormone. This is something you should be aware of when you engage in any kind of physical exercise, even something as basic as walking. This hormone plays a significant role in healing tissue, renewing muscle fibers, and assisting your muscles in recovering and becoming stronger. But as we get older, not only do we see a decrease in the amount of light sleep we obtain, but our levels of natural growth hormone also decrease. That's a double blow to the preservation of your muscular mass. What makes it more difficult is the fact that many elderly people wake up numerous times throughout the night. Either because they are in pain, because they have to use the restroom, or simply because they are restless. The precise cycles that are responsible for muscle healing are disrupted as a result of this fragmented sleep. Over the course of time, the effect gets worse. Fatigue gets worse, muscles become weaker, and the body begins to break down at a rate that is faster than it can regenerate itself. So what are your options? To begin, establish a consistent time for going to bed and getting up, especially on the weekends. Routine is beneficial to both your brain and your muscles. At least 1 hour before going to bed, you should steer clear of big meals, alcohol, and blue light from a screen. Melatonin production is disrupted by all of these factors, which makes it more difficult to enter a deep sleep state. 2. Make sure that your bedroom is always cold, quiet, and dark. It is possible for you to be roused from the deepest depths of sleep without even being aware of it if little noises or light that is coming in from the hallway are present. 3. If you wake up with a sore back, it's possible that your mattress is making things worse for you. The way your muscles feel the following morning can be significantly altered by the presence of a surface that is not only firm and supportive but also helps to minimize pressure points. In conclusion, magnesium should not be overlooked. A significant number of elderly people are unaware that they are lacking in this essential mineral, which facilitates the relaxation of muscles and promotes proper sleep. This can be helped by foods such as almonds, spinach, and bananas, or by taking a mild supplement if it is required. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Lastly, some thoughts. You have the ability to determine how powerful your body can feel even when you are 65, 70, or even 80 years old. Aging is not the only factor that causes muscle loss. It is a consequence of routines, which means that you have the ability to alter the outcome. Every seemingly insignificant behavior, from the food you choose to eat to the way you walk, when you sleep, and how you think, counts more than you may know. It's possible that some of these steps, like getting a little bit more sleep or drinking enough water, seems like a simple thing to do when it comes to making a difference. However, it is frequently the most fundamental things that are carried out on a constant basis. You are not required to engage in strenuous weight lifting or adhere to the most recent fad diet. You need to maintain your composure, be aware of your surroundings, and have a small amount of faith that your body can still respond and heal as of right now. As a result, I will conclude with a straightforward thought. You have made it this far. Your body has been your support system throughout the years. It is not unreasonable to believe that it should be cared for, nurtured, and strengthened for the years that are still to come. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.